Welcome back, everyone. I'm Crane Bramp, you're all Brainiacs, and this is episode 1 of our mini-play of Sheltered2, a colony sim, survival, crafting, management game where you control a group of colonists hiding out in an underground shelter after the apocalypse and, well, trying to survive. The game's put out by Unicube Studios and Team 17 Digitals, and if you're interested, there is a Steam link to the game in the description. If you haven't been to one of our mini plays before, this is a short 3-episode series where I intro and play smaller titles or titles that might not do well for an episodic run like roguelikes. If the series garners enough likes and comments, I'll be happy to continue it. So smash that like and subscribe button right now. Come on, I'll be right here. Now, doesn't that feel better? Somewhere in the world, a baby stopped crying. Anyway, without further ado, it's onward into the apocalypse. To kick things off, we'll need to get a save file started. We're just going to call this YouTube MiniPlay. And then we'll need to select our difficulty settings. Now, we're going to do normal, but there is higher. You have normal, you have hard. There are shelter resources, which you can change. You can do custom games. We are simply going to do normal, which is normal difficulty, moderate shelter resources, and the occasional breach frequency. Breach frequencies are basically when hostile enemies show up and attempt to breach your facility and you have to defend from them or die. That's pretty much it. So the League of Rotten Outcasts, you know, that just sounds like the perfect name for our faction. And I think that flag pretty much probably represents us too. That's probably one of our colonists on the flag right there. So the League of Rotten Outcasts it is. All right, so next we're going to choose our faction leader. You're going to get 3 people. Your faction leader is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, if he dies, the game is over with, so it is permadeath. And he is the only one that gets a full trait system. Now, your other 2 characters will be able to choose traits, but they only get one and they don't have this point system. Now, what happens here is you have negative traits and you have positive traits. You start out with 5 trait points. Traits that are red give you points back to spend because they are bad traits. And traits that are green take away points from your trait points because they are good. And you're looking for really a trait point of 0. You want to use everything that you have, but you can leave some if you want to. But I'm going to go on and select, we're going to grab Great Swing, which is going to give us 25% extra damage with all melee weapons. That cost us 4. It's only going to leave us 1. We're also going to take Veggie Power. This character will not eat meat. I'm sorry, not vegetarian. Veggie Power. This character will gain double the sustenance from eating vegetables and gain a positive mood modifier every time they do so. We can start growing vegetables early, so that's not a bad thing. We're ended up with -1 traits. We either have to be to the positive or we have to have extra. So I'm going to take Eavesdropper. Characters are less likely to have conversations when the leader is present. That's not too bad. I'm going to build this guy out as somebody that goes out and actually has a high strength and a perception and looks for stuff to loot. So you also have a stat system. Everything basically evens out. You've got enough to put 3 in everything and not have any points left. Since this is our scouter, I am going to take a point off of charisma. And I hate to do it, but a point off of dexterity. We're going to max out our strength, and then we're going to bring our intelligence back 1 and our perception up 1. Now, he's not going to be any good for crafting. That's controlled by intelligence. But this dude right here can get out there and bring back some stuff, and he's got a good perception. So I'm going to go on and finalize him. I don't care what his name or anything else is. And then we're going to show you your leader again in case you want to make any more changes. And then we're going to have Jason and Andrew. One of these I need to be a female so that I can at least figure out what's going on. She is not going to be a Karen. I'm sorry. Barbara's fine. So outgoing increases the amount of conversations. I'm going to do quick learner. All experience is gained by 10%. We're going to even out our stuff again. So for easy, this is my female. I'm going to make her, I'm going to take 1 off of strength, 1 off of fortitude. I'm going to put that into intelligence. You know what? I'm going to take 1 off of dexterity and put off strength. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That'll finalize her. And then I'm going to edit Andrew. And the trait, we're going to... You know what? Deep Sleeper sounds like a good one. Tiredness stat, Durikeys was 25% faster when sleeping. That'll help him free up beds earlier. Which is a problem early game, of course. Let me go on and put these back at 3. And then I'm going to take a look at his traits and I'll be right back. All right, I'm in his stats. I'm just going to leave him normal. I took 1 off fortitude and I just put it on strength so that the boys can go out and look for stuff. And there we go. We can save this as a faction preset if we wanted to save this particular set of characters for later. I don't. So we're going to go on and launch it. I do not want to play the tutorial. I will explain it to you guys as we go along. "20 arduous years have passed since the world ended. 6 rival factions now dominate the wasteland, fighting over resources and territory. A new faction has emerged to try to take control. We join this faction as their leaders just discovered a perfect place for their headquarters, an abandoned underground shelter." Now, I like to think that this shelter is the shelter from Sheltered, the previous game, but that's kind of morbid considering that they're probably dead. All right, before we go any further, let's talk about the interface because that's going to be kind of important. I'm going to pull back out as far as I can. So we have what day it is. We have the current season. We have the time of the day. We can unpause. We can also fast forward. We have the surface temperature. We have the shelter oxygen level. We have the amount of water that we are currently holding. This is an extremely valuable resource, almost more valuable than food, because you use this to use the toilet, to clean yourself, and there are huge penalties if you don't do that. So we've got 48 water. This is the amount of food you have stored. This is the amount of fuel that you have left. Fuel goes in your generator. Everything that you build and everything that you interact with is going to have an integrity. If you build it, the integrity of the item is determined by your crafting stat, which is your intelligence, which means that you're going to need somebody with a 4 or a 5 intelligence to make sure that everything that you build has a decent integrity. I've had people with really low intelligences build things like beds with a 5 integrity that break every single time you sleep in them. Anyway, you're also going to have a dirtiness stat. You're going to have to clean everything. Up here, you have a weather forecast. Right now, I can see 1 day ahead. This can be increased. It'll tell you, for example, it's going to be raining tomorrow, which means that all of our water is going to fill back up. So this today, the day before it rains, is the day that you want to send everybody to the bathroom. You want to send everybody to the shower. You want everybody to drink and get filled up. That way, when it comes back the next day and you don't have any water, you're full up and all your needs are taken care of. There's also the top of the shelter. There is underground the shelter, which you just pull down. You just bring your mouse down this way. There is above the shelter. Let's talk about above ground first. You have an oxygen filter. All of this stuff has integrity. You have a weather vane. This is what allows you to do this. All of these things are both repairable and upgradable. You have the junk pile. If you die or if you lose anything, it goes into the junk pile. You can get it back, but also there are wanderers that will stop by and take stuff out of your junk pile. So there are also things around like fallen trees, piles of bricks, rusty oil drums. These are all things that you can break down for materials, garbage, and so on. There's a surface planter, so you can start with some vegetable growing. There is a water collector, and then that's pretty much it for the top. The bottom, you start out with 2 floors. One of them is developed, one of them isn't. You can build stairwells to connect more floors. You can build these rooms. You can upgrade them. There is a shelter intercom where you can talk to people that come down. There's also the shelter door. This is what people will break down and cut into to come into your place. This tells you how many people you have. This is a drafting table, which allows you to create things like rooms and stuff for your shelter. This is a radio transmitter. We will use it to go out on expeditions and to contact other people. This is our water purifier. This is our workbench where we're going to do crafting and also recycling, which is a big part of everything. We also have medicine cabinets. We have small pantries. We have small crates, and we have lockers, and we have water butts. The water butts hold water. All of these hold food or medicine or general items. And you can see where it says total storage 357.6 out of 500. We can hold up to 500 pounds of stuff. And then we're going to have to create another crate to get that going. So we're going to leave everything paused for the moment. And I'm going to walk you through the characters. And then we're going to start building out our shelter. So when you're looking at your character, for example, this is Henry. If he's got a starbite, he's our leader. You're going to be able to see his hunger, his thirst, his tiredness, his toilet, and his dirtiness. This is addressed by showering. This is addressed by using the bathroom. This is addressed by sleeping, by drinking, and by eating. We have ailments that we can take a look at, physical, mental, and there is radiation. We have a mood, if he's cold, if he's in the dark, other things that he may need. Here are his desires, things that he wants to do. Here are your stats. Here are the skills that you have. And as you learn stuff and these go up, you can also acquire skills. And there is a full skill tree for each attribute. For example, we've got dexterity. Here's crush windpipe. It's a skill. Jab to the target's windpipe, causing the winded status. Deals 125% base damage, costs you 3, and so on and so forth. If you upgrade it, then it costs you 2. All right, so the first thing we want to do is start getting people out to start breaking stuff down. So I'm going to have him salvage this stuff. All you have to do is right-click, and it just adds it to the character's queue for them to do stuff. So we're going to have him salvage 4 things. We're going to have her 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to take Andrew. Oops, I'm sorry, not Andrew, but Henry, who doesn't have anything to do yet. And we're going to repair the oxygen filter. This is at 99, so we don't need to do anything to it. However, this is at 76, so we're going to do a repair there. This is at 62. So we're going to do a repair there, and we're going to go on and unpause this. I'm going to hold down shift, which is to speed everything up, and we're going to let them do their thing. As they break stuff down, we're going to get items collected. I'm going to just go through them real quick. Mineral ore and rock, metal, some logs, some gear, some scrap, some metal, and cement. More mineral ore, more logs, some rubber, some logs, and finally an empty petrol can, a rusty frying pan, a glass jar, plastic, and burned clothes. So if you will look, it tells you about the item. It gives you the name, how many you've got, the trade value, and the weight. It gives you a small description. It also tells you whether it's a crafting ingredient or a junk item. If it's a junk item, we will need to recycle that in the crafting bench, and I will show you how to do that. Since he is free, we will go down and take him down here, recycle items. And what we're going to do is we're going to go along and we're going to look for stuff that's junk items, like that right there. That's a junk item. I know that is. That's one, and that's one. And then we're just going to hit recycle. These are the items that are recycling. These are what we are getting out of it, and these are all crafting ingredients that you're going to use. For example, you're going to use the metal shavings to make different metal things, and then you're going to find out that wood is one of your most important resources So anytime that you come back with items from a loot run or anything else, you need to immediately recycle the stuff that you have, simply because it's a time management thing. All right, so we're going to grab her, and she has an intelligence 5. We're going to have her come over here. We're going to craft an object, and we are going to put our first bed out. It is a cot. It takes wood. It takes metal. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. It takes wool and it takes pipe. Oh, man. Here, let me go on and disable the pop-ups. And then we are going to simply put our bed right there. And then I am going to grab him, and we are going to craft an object, and we are going to make a dirt room that needs cement. Can we make... And we don't have any, so we're going to go right over to the crafting bench. We're going to go to cement. It takes 2 sand and 1 limestone. That gives us enough to make 4 of them. So we'll go on and put that in the queue. And we will wait for that to get done, confirm, and let's speed this up and let them get on their business. All right, those 2 are done, and next I'm going to take her. We are going to craft an object again. We have enough to make a makeshift toilet. I'm going to throw one right down here and get it as close as I can. And then if we look to craft object again, there is a makeshift shower. We're going to need a valve, and we're going to need pipes. So we can create a valve, and we can create the 2 pipes that we need. Oh, we do not have enough metal shavings. All right, so I'm going to actually cancel the valves because we're going to go out and do some looting, and a lot of times you find valves when you loot. So I'm going to go on and do this, and then we're going to send somebody out on an expedition. All right, we're going to go on and send Henry out on an expedition. We're going to use the radio transmitter. We're going to set up an expedition. Here we can decide who we're going to send. If they have an exclamation mark by them, they can't go for some reason. So this member is too tired. He needs to sleep. He's already half down on his stuff. So we're going to take Henry with us. Then it's going to ask you to outfit him. I'm going to take a knuckle duster with him, and I'm not going to take anything else. You are going to need rations, but rations are made at the workbench. You actually craft them, and you start with some, so we really don't need that right now. And then we are going to go... This is our map. Everything is covered by a fog of war. You usually start out with 1 or 2 buildings that you can actually see, and then you find stuff later on. So we're going to go on and mark that, and we're just going to say next. And he is going to get ready, and he's going to hit the road, Jack. And since you're tired, I'm going to have you go on and sleep. And then let's go on and craft. Oh, we do not have... okay, well, let's go on and craft with her. When he went to sleep, his queue dropped out. We'll go on and make those 4 concrete. Also, you're going to see up here that he has walked out to the location. He's now searching the location. When this comes up, it'll show us what we've got and ask us to select some. So I'm going to pause this real quick. We're going to craft an object. I'm going to put that there. We're going to craft an object. Put that there. We're going to craft an object. Put that there, and craft an object, and put that there, and then we're going to speed this up. All right, our caravan is ready. We're going to go on and view the items. He has a max weight of 80. This is based off of your strength. Usually what I do is I try to go through and get the smallest and most lightweight items first. I kind of know what they are. You're going to learn them as you go through. You can kind of tell by looking at them what's going to be light and what's going to be heavy, but you're going to want to get the lightest stuff that you can to take with you. Also, scrap is always a good thing. If you find anything that says it's trading value, that's always good to pick up. You also have books. This is a storybook, a Clockwork Apple, a storybook which will grant a positive mood modifier when read. There are also ones that allow you to go up in skills. All right, so we got 46, so we've got about 35 or so of this left. See, I know how much wood is of value. So I'm going to take that. Man, I really hate to leave 12 pounds. That's 15. I could put... You know what? I don't think I want to put... Give me just a second. All right, that works out better. I put the broken laptop back and grabbed the broken TV. These are scrap items, but it puts us at 79.9, which is about as good as we can get. We're going to change route. We're going to go right back, and we're going to confirm. Hit escape to go back, and we're going to speed this up and wait till our guy gets back. All right, our guy has returned. You get a chance to look over it. You do need to hit take all. You can just say confirm without hitting take all. And if you do, yeah, it's usually a bad thing. You leave it there. Also, if you just lose it. And if you do not have any space, then you can't take it. Anything not transferred will go to the junk pile. And then either you have to build some storage and go out and get it, or people come by and do that. All right, so we are going to... I tell you what, why don't you go on and go to sleep? You are fully rested. Let me see if I can grab him. So let's do recycle. Remember what I said. Every time you come in with stuff, look through, find your stuff that says it's junk, and then go on and recycle that stuff up. See, crafting ingredient. You can scrap this stuff, and it will. For example, I put that in there. It'll give me some metal shavings, but, you know, that's just not what we want to do. So we'll go on and recycle that. We did not get a valve. However, I think we're going to go on and craft a valve. So that puts a dismantling job, and then he's got a crafting behind that. So we'll go on and speed this up and let everybody do their thing. All right, so it's not very funny, but you see what happens when you leave a character without sleep for too long. They just collapse. So, unfortunately, that means we're going to have to look for someone to do our crafting for this next thing. So you've got an intelligence of 3. I think we're going to use you. So we're going to go over here to craft object. And we are going to do yet. Oh, we need to craft pipes. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. So let's get our valve, and then let's get, I don't know, a couple of pipes and get that knocked out. All right, now that that's done, let's go on and grab him again. Go craft object. We're going to do a makeshift shower right here. And then speed this back up. As you can see, it is raining. Our water is starting to fill up. I need her to finish this off, and then she is going to craft, hopefully. So we need 4 pipes to do the bed. I actually don't know if I can do 4 pipes. 1, 2, 3... No, can't do 4 pipes, but I can do 3. So let's go on and grab that. And then I'm going to tell Henry to drink some water. I need him to open the pantry and eat one of those. Go on and speed this up. All right, and then we are going to grab him, and we are going back out on an expedition. So we need Henry. He's going to take the knuckle dusters again. We don't have anything else like armor or anything else to take with us. That's a road. I tell you what, we're going to go back and pick up some stuff. Go on and let him out. How is he doing on sleep? Can you just sleep, man? You are like freaking terrible. And then you, I need you to take a shower and use the toilet. You can see over here your character is traveling. They will meet factions and random encounters on the road. We haven't run into that yet, but they will do that. All right, he is up, so I'm going to grab her and tell her to go to sleep. Then I'm going to let him eat and get ready, and then we're going to send him out on an exploratory mission to find another POI. All right, let's go on and check this out. We'll view our items. We already know what we got, and occasionally when you go back, you will find additional objects. So don't ever, like, feel bad about, oh, I'm just going to go back over here even though I've already been here. Doesn't matter. There could be quite a bit of stuff in there. So these are 20 each. 2, 3. And then we don't have room for anything else, so we're going to confirm, change route, and then go back to the place. And then we will take... Whoops. We will take him. If I can select him... Geez, if I can select him... And we're going to set up an expedition next. You can take one of the bare knuckles with you, and then we are going to go... why don't we head up this way? Now, we don't have to have a specific location like a POI to go to. We can do just about anything that we want, so... Anyway, let's go on and do that. We're waiting on Homeboy to get back. He's going out. We probably need to check repair stuff again. And then we're also going to have to do recycling when he gets back. I will take all of that. Confirm. Let's take him and immediately recycle anything that we have that we need. It's just a little bit of stuff. We also now have our pipes, which means that we should, at this point... Oh, we have... This guy needs some help. He's already stopped, so let's take him, change our route, and let's go over here. We'll confirm that, let him keep going. I'm looking for another POI, and I need her to get up so that we can make another bed. There we go. Also, our expedition needs some stuff. So a forest, there's a shack. 15% encounter chance. We've never visited it. We'll go on and hit that. And then Barbara is up, so let's go on and craft. Oh, we need a pipe, so let's go on and craft one of those. Oh, man, we don't have enough metal shavings to do that. And I don't have... Pretty sure I don't have anything that we can break down. We can make a bag, and that equips our carrying, changes our carrying capacity by 20 pounds. So let's go on and craft one of those. Also, we can do camouflage that will help out, but we don't have a paint can for that. We can do a bulletproof vest, however. And I think we want to do that. So we'll go on and confirm that. Henry is ready to go out, so I'm going to go on and set up an expedition with Henry. He can take the knuckles. And I don't think I want to check that one right there. I think I want to go down this direction and see what we can find in the way of POIs. All right, she is done. Also, our guy has run into an encounter, which is not that big of a deal. You're going to run into each Why have I still... Oh, because I don't have a freaking pipe. That's why. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Anyway, so party has encountered members of a faction as awaiting orders. We've encountered the Los Muertos. Halt! Why have you wandered into our territory? Actually... You know what? It doesn't matter. I suggest you turn your butt around and go back the way you came. This is Los Muertos territory. We're armed to the teeth, and if you're looking for hostility, you know what? You found it. All right, so who are you? Los Muertos comprised mostly ex-military personnel. We used to be part of the New Order's forces, but we couldn't continue working for that regime. Our commander, Gabriela Montero, led the uprising, which convinced us to leave. You want to work together? We haven't met with your group before. Working together could be beneficial for both of us, but you'll need to prove yourself to our leader. Contact her via the radio and say that you met us. All right, so we're going to go on and walk away from that. So we've met our first faction. He's going to continue on to where he was going. We're going to go on and speed this up. All right, we've got another encounter. We're in new territory again. This will be the New Order. These are basically the same encounters over and over again with just changed dialogue. So this territory is controlled by the New Order. It's very classified, so you're currently trespassing. We suggest you leave now before you have to resort to violence, which we'd like to avoid. Who are you? The only faction capable of restoring the world back to its former glory. Our president works tirelessly to fight off all the enemies of our glorious faction. Praise the president. Work together? We have found alliances to be beneficial with other groups. If you're willing to take jobs for us, you might just gain our trust. The president would need to authorize all jobs, so it's best that you make contact with them through secure radio channels. And I'll show you how to do the jobs for that just in a minute. We're going to go on and walk and finish getting there. Our other guy's searching, so he ought to be done in just a minute. I'm not even going to speed it up. So let's go on and view our items. We're going to take the smallest stuff first. All right, that's 69.8, and we can't carry anything else. I really kind of want the paint, but I think we're going to have to come back for that, because if we get the paint, we can do the camouflage stuff that'll help us get less encounters while we're out. So we'll go on and take that and confirm. Go on back to the building, and then we're going to... This guy has stopped at the route end. There is another little trailer park right there. We'll confirm that. All right, we have an encounter. Go on and investigate. This is the Black Roses. Basically the same thing. Always has and always will. We're not in the habit of letting strangers pass through. We're not going to start now. Who are you? We're a strictly non-male group. We're extremely well practiced in ranged combat. You'll find it hard to make it close to us without gaining a new hole in your head. Work together. Contact us on the radio. Same thing. Walk away. So your first encounter with all factions is basically the same. Now, this is a secondary encounter in the desert, and we may have to fight our way through it, may not. Doesn't look like they're... Oh, hi there. You're not a slaver, are you? I don't think I can handle going through that again. If you're not a slaver, what do you want? So we have a trade, we can attack, or we can walk. I just want to walk away. We'll cover trading later. All right, so we found some items. We also have Homeboy coming back. Let's go on and grab all the small stuff. Give me just a second. I'll be right back with you. All right, so we've got... And we can carry one sand out of that. So we've got 79.8 out of 80. We found a baseball bat, which we can use, and quite a few other little things. Some gold scrap, some rubbers, some MREs, stuff like that. All good, solid stuff. So change route. We are going back. And he is finally back, which means that we can finally go on and take all of this stuff, confirm that, go on and put you over here to recycle. All right, we got that. Go on and recycle, and then she is going to need to craft. Oh, let me wait and see if we get any metal shavings off of that, because we need to make a pipe so that we can make another bed, because we are having issues only having one bed. So someone's at the intercom. All we have to do is respond. Nobody has to really walk over there or anything. So occasionally people will come by and attempt to join. You wouldn't happen to be taking in new recruits at the moment, would you? I can offer myself to your faction in exchange for shelter and food. Strength 3, Dexterity 3, Intelligence 2, Charisma 2, Perception 1, Fortitude 2. No, you do not thrill me enough. You're definitely below average, and you do not thrill me enough to bring you on and commit to using food to do our stuff. And we have our final guy back. We'll go on and take all that. We'll confirm. We also need to... Can we craft? Yes, so we can craft that. And then let him go on and do that. Now that he's made that, that finishes that off, and we can make our second bed. Let's see who actually needs to sleep. Nobody really, but Henry frickin' needs to take a shower. And you need to use the toilet. Also, you can look up here. You've got a clipboard. You have room information. You have glossary. You have options. On your options, you can change, of course, all your stuff. On your room information, it's going to show you an overlay with your temperature and everything else. So, all right, let's get our second bed up and running. And then we are going to take her. We are going to do a repair on that. We're going to do a repair on that. We're going to do a repair on that. And we are going to do a repair on that. All right, guys, so that is the end of the episode. We have got our colony going finally, and we're pretty set up for our second episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, man. I hope you liked the game. We'll be back for episode 2 next time, and then finally episode 3 to wrap it up. So if you like what you see, if you like what you saw, hit that big red subscribe button, and I will see you next time for episode 2 of our mini play for Sheltered 2. Peace out, guys.